We thought Christmas Eve would be peaceful until a stranger dressed as Santa rang our doorbell. On a Christmas Eve, my twin sister and I experienced something we still laugh about today, mostly to bury the fear that still hits us whenever we remember it. We were around 9 or 10. My dad was working late, as he always did during the holidays. My mom had gone to the store to buy a few things for Christmas dinner, leaving us home alone. Ella was upstairs in her room. I was sitting by the fireplace and the tree, watching a Christmas movie and eating snacks. It was already dark outside, even though it wasn't that late. Everything was still and quiet, except for the blinking lights from the houses across the street. Then the doorbell rang. The only reason I even reacted was because it was a strange hour for anyone to ring. My mom had warned us never to open the door when we were alone. Still, I walked over and looked through the peephole. A man dressed like Santa Claus stood on the porch. Red coat, hat, white beard. But he didn't look friendly. He held nothing except what looked like a small notebook, and he was standing way too close to the door. I whispered, "Who is it?" He leaned closer, immediately realizing I was a child. He tried doing a Santa voice, telling me he had gifts for me and that I should open the door. But I didn't believe in Santa anymore, and my parents had warned us about strangers. I told him to leave, trying to sound brave, though my voice cracked. He went quiet for a moment, then asked if I was home alone. That scared me more than anything. I backed away without answering and hurried to the living room, pretending to watch TV even though my heart was racing. I felt guilty for not being upstairs with Ella. Then I heard the front doorknob rattling. He was checking if it was locked. I wanted to scream, but Ella wouldn't hear from upstairs. I prayed he would go away. Instead, seconds later, I heard the back door handle turning. He had run around the house. That door was weaker and barely used. I froze, realizing we only had 2 doors, and he tried both. I ran upstairs to Ella, grabbed the phone, and called my mom. When she answered, I spoke so fast I could barely breathe. I told her someone dressed as Santa was trying to get inside. She instantly became serious. She said she was coming home and told us to hide and not open any door no matter what. Ella didn't even understand yet and started crying. We crawled under her bed and waited. A few minutes later, we heard a car in the driveway. Mom was home. When the front door opened, I started crying too. We ran downstairs. She rushed in, out of breath, locked the door, and hugged us. She said she had seen a man dressed as Santa on our street. When she slowed her car and asked what he was doing, he claimed he was collecting donations. She didn't believe him. She said he looked nervous and walked away quickly when she yelled at him. She told me she was proud of me for not opening the door and for calling her. She called the police and reported him. 2 neighbors later said he had knocked on their doors too, asking for donations, and it felt like a scam. We never found out if he was caught or if he just disappeared. But none of that changes the fact that he tried to get into a house where he knew a child was alone. I still think about that night every Christmas. Every Christmas, I still wonder who he really was, and what would have happened if I had opened that door.